Birləşmiş Millətlər Təşkilatının Rusiyada insan hüquqlarına nəzarət edən eksperti çərşənbə axşamı bildirib ki, Rusiya hazırda dövlət tərəfindən dəstəklənən qorxu və cəza sistemi vasitəsilə idarə olunur. Bu da Ukraynada müharibəyə qarşı çıxanları və etiraz edənləri susdurmaq cəhdidir. Associated Press-in məlumatına görə Rusiyada insan hüquqlarına dair xüsusi məruzəçi Mariana Katzarova təqdim etdiyi son hesabatında qeyd edib ki, Rusiya hakimiyyəti Prezident Vladimir Putinin əmri ilə başladılan müharibəyə qarşı çıxanları susdurmaq üçün milli təhlükəsizlik qanunvericiliyindən sui-istifadəni daha da gücləndirib. Katzarova həmçinin bildirib ki, Rusiya hökuməti sosial şəbəkə istifadəçilərini müharibəyə qarşı paylaşımları və ya paylaşımları yenidən göndərdiklərinə görə əvvəlcə inzibati, sonra isə cinayət məsuliyyətinə cəlb edib və müharibəyə qarşı olduqlarına görə onları həbsə atıb. Və əlavə edib ki, Ukraynalı məhbuslar Rusiya Federasiyası tərəfindən hərbi əsir kimi tanınmır. Çünki Rusiya bunu müharibə kimi deyil, xüsusi hərbi əməliyyat kimi qəbul edir. Buna görə də həmin əsirlər Cenevrə Konvensiyalarının verdiyi müdafiədən yararlana bilmirlər. Cenevrədəki Rusiya diplomatik missiyası bu barədə şərh verməkdən imtina edib və bu ayın əvvəlində Rusiya Xarici İşlər Nazirliyinin yaydığı bəyanata istinad edib. Həmin bəyanatda Moskva bildirib ki, bu qeyri-legitim xüsusi prosedurun mandatını tanımırıq, yəni Katzarovanın tutduğu vəzifəni və onunla hər hansı qarşılıqlı əlaqə Rusiya Federasiyası üçün yol verilməzdir.
The conclusions of my report, this one, but also the report in Geneva a month ago, is that Russia is now run through a state-sponsored system of fear and punishment, where dissent is erased and civic space dismantled. Now, the Russian authorities, the most fashionable tool, if you wish, for repression has become the abuse of the national security legislation. This is all from treason, espionage, confidential cooperation with a foreign organization or foreign state, and the whole bundle of public safety legislation which relates to counter-terrorism and counter-extremism. This strategy of the government really works by example. So people from different professions, different walks of life, just simply for posting or reposting messages on social media against the war have been penalized at first with administrative offenses, then with criminal offenses, imprisoned for their opposition against the war. And this works as a preventive mechanism for other people really to be afraid to show their true sentiments. As you know, thousands of Ukrainian civilian detainees, we don't know the exact count because the Russian authorities are not revealing it, are lavishing in Russian detention, virtually disappeared, most of them. Or for those that we know where they are, they're incommunicado detention. They don't have access to their families, to the outside world. And Russia is the third in the world biggest jailer of journalists, with 29, probably 28, because one actually was released recently, Vladislav Yasipenko, who was here with us yesterday at the presentation of my report. He spent 4 years, he's a journalist from Crimea Realities, offspring of Radio Free Europe. He spent 4 years in Russian detention, being tortured to secure confession on charges, several different charges, including on espionage. The Supreme Court of Russia announced, not last year, but the year before last, the whole so-called LGBT movement as an extremist organization. So people, not even LGBT, have been persecuted. With the Ukrainian detainees, POWs are not recognized in the Russian Federation as prisoners of war because the Russian authorities do not recognize this as a war, but just as a special military operation. Therefore, the POWs do not enjoy the protections of the Geneva Conventions.
floor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I claim through this report that Israel's genocide in Gaza is part of an international system of complicity. And international law is very clear. States must neither aid nor assist in internationally wrongful acts of others. Instead, they might prevent, stop, and punish international crimes. These obligations, of legal obligations in the breach of peremptory norms of international law, no acts of charity, but they require immediate suspension of military, economic, and diplomatic ties with Israel until its crimes cease, and pursuing justice for the survivors by holding perpetrators and their accomplices accountable. I think that no state can credibly claim to uphold international law while arming, supporting, and shielding a genocidal regime. Third states, by doing so, are breaching their duty to prevent genocide, apartheid, and all the more territorial conquest by supplying Israel with aid, arms, and political cover, despite the mounting evidence of genocidal intent. In fact, what I saw is that there are many member states who are clearly upset, and I'm happy they are upset. I'm not here to make them feel comfortable. Of course, I also see that the attack ad persona, ad hominem continue, and this is disgraceful because, again, I would like to see simply member states engaging with the facts instead of what they think of my persona or the way I execute my mandate. You know, I expect that states engage with the merits of the claims that I make against them. Israel and all states must be serious, must consider seriously the allegations that are made by me, the Commission of Inquiry, and other special rapporteurs, and the crimes that we allege they are implicated in. Military cooperation is probably the most significant of the forms of complicity because through arms trade and intelligence sharing, some states more than others have fueled Israel's war machine. The United States and Germany alone have provided 90% of Israel's arms imports. But at least 26 states, with Italy, my own country, first, being listed for having supplied or facilitated arms component transfer to Israel, while many others keep on buying weapons that have been tested on the Palestinians.